Okay, I wanted to do a separate video talking about something I found interesting that happened before we ever got, or sorry, I ever got COVID-19. That was kind of strange, and I don't know if it's connected or not, but I thought some of you may want to know about it. So I will say that anyone who knows my family knows that we are very sick. I don't have a great immune system. I've done some things to try to help that, and I do think it's a little bit better. But I've always been kind of like a sicker person, even when I was little. And, so both of my sons are the same way. And then my daughter hardly ever gets sick. And my husband, even though he has asthma and allergies, he hardly ever gets like viruses. So, we had been abnormally well, as in me and the boys, this fall until, 9/13. So September 13th, after months of being well and not experiencing much in the allergy department even, Sean and Kinsley and Ian woke up one morning running a low-grade fever, and Sean really was not himself. So I just knew, okay, we have COVID-19. And so our entire family went and we got tested, and all of us were negative. And they really think we just had like a respiratory virus. And we honestly were like so much better within like 24 hours with no medicine. So I'm sure it was just like a little virus that had to run its course. And then we were completely well again until November 18th, which is when my sister was actually having her adoption a couple days later, and I suddenly woke up not feeling well, and my kids weren't feeling well. And so due to the fact that we were going to be around more people than usual at the adoption, I went ahead and we went and got tested. And surprisingly, we all tested negative for strep and COVID, but everyone except for my husband tested positive for flu B. So that was fun. And then I actually went and tested again on the 20th, 2 days later, because I was trying to get to at least go to the adoption. And I actually tested negative for flu at that time, which was strange. I will say, so we tested positive for the flu on November 18th, and on November 19th, Sean woke up and had a really rough morning. I had sent a picture to some of my friends just asking them to pray for him because he really was so pitiful. But upon giving him like a popsicle, and it was nice outside that day, and so we were outside, he ate some Jell-O, and he got some ibuprofen in his system, and he was completely fine. He did fine the rest of the day. And then honestly, we were all well within a couple days. So it really was not a bad case of the flu. And we kind of moved on from that. So then it kind of continued from there. So it's like we were well for a long time, and then it just started going downhill. So I don't know if, I'm just telling you this. You can make your own conclusions. You can think it's all connected, or you can think that maybe our immune systems were weaker, and that's how I, got it, even though I'd been in public for months before this. So on December 2nd, Sean woke up sick, and he was really sick, like really, really sick, sicker than he had been the other times. And so he tested positive for strep when I took him into the urgent care. And so that was fun. He really did better after a couple days of being on it. Actually, no, that is incorrect. That was the other illness, so it's hard to get them all straight. But he actually really struggled with strep and was sick for about a week and had a fever for about a week. So that was rough, but he did okay, and he finally got over that. So then on December 7th, I woke up suddenly with this swollen gland on the left side, and it was like really large. You could kind of see it, and when I touched it, it hurt really bad. And so I kind of dealt with that for a couple days, but I was having no other symptoms, no cough, no drainage, no fever, no anything. So I finally went to the doctor for that, and they, I think it was like I can't even remember what day it was now. Anyways, I went to the doctor, and they put me on an antibiotic and diagnosed me with strep. Even though I tested negative for strep, they went ahead and treated me like I had strep. So everything was fine until the day after Christmas, when a large ulcer appeared in the back of my throat. I actually thought I had a sore throat, and my sister-in-law was looking at it to see if like it had, like white patches, and like if it looked like strep. And she was like, "Whoa, you have a really big ulcer in the back of your throat." And so it was extremely painful. It was probably one of the most painful ulcers I've ever had, and I've had one on my uvula before in college. That one was probably way worse, just because you can imagine when that gets swollen and kind of is laying on your tongue. But this was right beside my uvula, and so it was almost as bad. It was really rough. And so finally on December 28th, I decided I needed to go to the doctor, and I did. And then that's when they gave me this magic mouthwash that saved the day, and I could stop getting on everyone's nerves whining about the ulcer in my throat. So when I went on December 28th, they also tested me for strep at that time just to see if I was battling that, and I tested negative. After December 28th, we have all been extremely healthy until, what is that, like a week? We were healthy for a week. And then, like I said, if you watch my other videos, on the 12th is when I started coughing out of nowhere. I felt completely fine. Nothing was going on. That night was when the sore started in my mouth, and then it all kind of went from there. So let me know if you have any questions, and I will try to answer them.